your GRE, TOEFL, IELTS score and your UG score, according to you, is more important for your application, or do you feel your transcripts like your SOP or your LOR is more important? Which one, according to you, is better? Okay, I think we also are going live on YouTube right now. So hi, everybody who will be joining us from YouTube. So guys on YouTube, I've asked this really important question and I want you guys to also answer because I'm getting a lot of mixed answers here. So my question for YouTube guys who are joining us is, which according to you is more important? Is GRE score important in getting an admission, or is your transcripts like your SOP and your LOR much more important for you to get an admission? Okay, Jaya says SOP. We have Anag here who says both. We have Ghalib here who says GRE. And then we have Jaswant here who says SOP. Sureka here says SOP and LOR. Okay, I think most of you guys are... Oh, no, but then we have another... Okay, so I think we are all leaning towards SOP and GRE, SOP, GRE. So we have somebody who's actually going to put this entire debate to rest for all of you here. And we already have the person in-house with us. Okay, so let me introduce him to you guys so that you know exactly who he is. And we have, okay, so we have a very special guest with us. And you guys can just check my energy today. I am personally really excited to have Abhay here because I got a chance to speak to him right before the session. And in the morning when I think me and Abhay were speaking, his insights were amazing, just amazing. So I think you guys, I mentioned it in the beginning also, you guys are in for an awesome ride. So let me just introduce Abhay a little bit. So Abhay is from VIT. I think a lot of students today also are joining us from VIT. So we have Abhay here and he has finalized NYU with a $10,000 scholarship. Amongst his other admits also, he is one of our star admits for fall 2023, and he's going for MS in CS, as a lot of you guys are going for CS, I can see. And for people who are joining us from YouTube, you guys are also going for CS, I know for a fact. So, hi Abhay, welcome to the session. I'd like to formally welcome you to the session, and thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, Morvi. Thank you so much for the invitation and for this opportunity. And I'm glad that I'm giving my experience to my fellow VIT students. So glad to be here. Hi, everyone. I'm 2019 pass out from VIT Chennai. And I was, after that, like I was with MNC for 4 years. Currently, I'm senior software engineer at United Health Group. So, as Morvi asked about what is the important thing, is GRE or SOP, LOR? I would say, like many of you answered that SOP is important, GRE is important. What I think is, from my experience, that everything is important. If you consider only GRE is important, that is not at all true. If you get less score in GRE, that's okay. You should focus on SOP. So let me tell you my journey. I really got I got good marks in GRE, but not the great marks. I'll tell you my split and the total score. My GRE score was 313, not a perfect score, but a decent score. My quant score were 169, and my verbal score was 144. 144 is very low. If you you all will be getting 150 above that, I'm sure, but my score were 144 and AWA was 4 out of 6. I really got disappointed. Like I was feeling that I should not apply for any schools because 313 is not what I expected, and my verbal score was not that much good. So one of my friend advised that let's not worry too much about GRE score. Let's focus on other parts that you have. Let me tell you about my background. So my CGPA from VIT Chennai was 9.04, and I also have 4 years of experience. So in that path, I realized that okay, GRE score is fine, that whatever I got, that is fine, but I should more focus on the other things that I have. and I should make the good use of it. So the only thing that I left was SOP and LOR. SOP, I really invested lot of my time and effort in SOP. You won't believe the final SOP was my 8th edition of my starting draft.
Yes, you told me that in GRE, I feel that for you, GRE, you spend so much time and effort and energy in GRE, and then exactly that much effort and time for your SOP also. So do you think your SOP was the thing that completely changed the game for you and was the thing that made your story successful?
I would not credit only on SOP. There were many things that I really felt. For NYU, I will go specifically for NYU. On NYU's website, I saw one particular line there. They have written that we need we need the highest quantitative score. So that in that manner, like I realized, okay, this university is perfect for me. This is the best university I can dream for, and I can get into that feel I was having, and I got 169 out of 117. So I was excited that I have I have a great chance to get into the NYU. So that was the first parameter I realized, and second was SOP. So my SOP was each and every SOP that I submitted to the universities that I applied to. So that were each SOP was university specific. So I also spent a lot of time in doing the research about the university, the professors with which I want to enroll for the courses, or I want to do research with. So after analyzing that, I drafted my SOP and changed that university specific para. So that really helped me.
Right. Okay. So a lot of people actually don't realize this, which I didn't when I was just starting out my journey, that you have to write different SOP for different universities. So was that also something that you realized after you started the entire process, or was it something that okay, yeah, that is, I know for a fact that I have to write multiple SOPs. So what was something that scared you the most? And in terms of SOP also, what was something that was the most burdensome task for you? For me, it would be writing different SOP for different universities. It's not as easy as it is.
For me, it was the starting your first para. That was the most scary thing that I felt. Like from July month itself, I was thinking, okay, now it's the time to start the SOP. Entire July went, and I even wrote a single line of my SOP. Then in August, I'll tell you a story. So my counselor is Yocket counselor is Sudha ma'am. So she was frequently contacting me, when are you starting your documentation process? And I was like, I'll start in a week or so. And I kept on procrastinating. And then in August, she told that, Abhay, you are very late. You have finished all your GRE and TOEFL, and now it's time to start. So I really got like, I myself is not worrying about my application process, and she is worrying. So I should be sincere about my application. Otherwise, it will be too difficult for me in the upcoming months. So then at the starting of the August month, I asked him I asked her if she can share any format or kind of thing. So that helped me to start the process. So once I started, then automatically in the journey, we will learn how to make a good SOP. So once you draft, you'll share your SOP with on the Yocket application portal, and your editor will review it, and they will come up with suggestions or advices. So then we have to work on that.
Right. So I think you told me that your counselor was the one who motivated you. And that was exactly the case. I think something that I keep hearing from everybody is the fact that somebody shared this very funny anecdote that my counselor was the one who kept calling me every single day that, listen, your deadlines are approaching. And the same case happened with me. So it's so great to actually see students being motivated by even external force, because studying abroad, the entire process is not easy. It's very difficult. I completely understand. So it's a great story. So
I would
when-
like to say one more thing. So today also she called me. So like my visa process is going on, and she was saying that today she called me that she said that on Monday we will be having visa mock interview, and I'm not prepared at all. So I have 3 days I have to prepare, and so this is like Yocket is helping me to move forward.
Right. So see, I feel that everyone should understand this. And I'm sure that this is a sentimental moment for you, because it is for me as well. That, after going through all of the hardship and after going through everything, you come out successful at the end of it. So very huge congratulations for your amazing journey. So once you started researching for universities, once you understood that I want to go abroad and this is the path for me, what was that moment like? When did you begin preparing for your universities?
Okay. So actually, I had this thought 2 years back that I have to go for my master's, but like 2021 was not a good year for me. Many personal things happened, so I was not focused. That time I prepared for GRE, but I gave one attempt. That time I scored very less, like even 305 something. And after I was not serious about that, and from then 2022 I got serious about it, and I enrolled with a like GRE preparation coaching center, and gave my best 3 months or 4 months in that, and cracked the GRE exam as well as TOEFL exam. So one advice I would like to give, that write your GRE and TOEFL as soon as you can, and I would also recommend that write your GRE before maybe by the end of June month you write your GRE and TOEFL, and you still have one, like you can still try for one more attempt in July month, but finish your exams and all by July end, and from August onwards you can start preparing for your documentation is very documentation process contains a heavy weight on the overall application process.
Yes, 100%. And guys, for anybody who wants to apply abroad, and I think you got an amazing scholarship also. So do you want to just explain, and do you want to just give a big shout out about your scholarship to everybody here? I think it would be fitting if you say, because I've already said it. I've hyped it up really much, but you can go ahead and explain everybody your amazing scholarship.
Yeah, I think getting the scholarship was a good feel when we see in the offer letter that you got this much amount of scholarship. And yeah, so I think the scholarship they give on the basis of how early you apply. First point is when you submit the application, what in which month you submitted the application, that matters, because as early you submit the application, you will be eligible for the scholarship, and there are great chances that you'll end up in getting a good amount of scholarship. So one point is that, and second point is maybe GRE or TOEFL score. In my case, my GRE score were not good, but I somehow got a good scholarship. The max scholarship that NYU offers is $12,000. I got $10,000. So I think my work experience and my projects and my SOP and also LORs that matter. I would not credit a GRE score, because my GRE score were not great.
Yeah, so that is the reason why I wanted to speak, because when we were speaking in the morning, you very clearly pointed out that even though my GRE score was not great and you did not feel confident in your GRE score, you still got an amazing scholarship, right? So that is what matters. So incredibly. Guys, whoever is speaking, just a small request for everyone to please keep themselves on mute so that it is easier for us to also, just make sure that we are focusing all our attention to him. So I think we got a question here by Kunal, who asked, what is the SOP and why do we have to submit it to a university? So what is your answer to that?
Okay, SOP is SOP full form. Everybody might know, a statement of purpose. So statement of purpose is basically that from the term, it is clear that for what purpose you are applying to that university. What is your purpose? What you want to do there, what contribution you want to make to the university, who you are. Basically, you are having a conversation with the university representative or university, whoever looks at your profile, and you are convincing them that why you are a good candidate for that particular program. So that is the SOP. And in SOP, basically, we write about ourselves. We write about like why we want to do this particular course, what motivated us, what motivated which thing motivated us to do this particular course. So all those things we write in SOP. And yeah, and also we write about our achievements. So there is one thing, SOP and resume. So whatever you write on resume, so that should not be copied into SOP. Your resume and SOP should be different. SOP is like a story you are telling.
That's interesting. That's really great. So guys, do not copy. And that is something that I think all Yocket counselors will always tell you. Make sure that your SOP, LOR, essays, and your resume are completely different. They paint the same picture, but they shouldn't be the same thing. So once you were doing all of this, you were obviously giving GRE, you knew that you wanted to study abroad. That's a 2-year backstory. So what was a question that you were looking for an answer for when you came across Yocket? So what was that moment where you found Yocket, and what made you stick to Yocket to make sure that we would be the one helping you in getting to the best universities abroad?
When I was in my college at VIT, so I saw that time I was not having that mind that I will be going for masters. So that time I saw that many students were preparing, and there was a campaign by Yocket. So they were coming to our college, and so from that campaign, I got to know about Yocket. That Yocket is something that helps students prepare for exams, or maybe this study abroad application process. And when I actually started the process, so that time I really needed somebody's help, that like if somebody can help me in my application process, or somebody can guide me so that I should not miss any small thing. And I'll tell you a story. Like when I was applying for the universities, that time I made a very big mistake that was corrected by my application reviewer. His name is Sinchan. So I was applying to the university, and I was submitting the document, and I captured those documents in my camera, and using cam scanner I edited that PDF, and I was submitting those documents. My application reviewer reviewed that document, and he said that this is not at all allowed. University will not accept it. You have to get it scanned from the printer and upload that PDF. So that small thing, like I will never be able to get to know if I applied by myself. So those small things were helped by the Yocket.
Yes, and for me also, what exactly you mentioned, because I thought that I'll just when I was scanning my passport, there was a small little point where my finger was visible. And my counselor was like, listen, you will not move forward with your application if this is what you're presenting. So all of these small things, even something as small as an interview, that when you go for an application, once you put in your application, you'll be called for an interview. Now that interview can be of multiple types. So all of those small nitty-gritty things I would never get to know if it wasn't for my counselor. So thank you so much for actually bringing that memory also for me, which is great. So I think I'm getting a huge loads of questions here. So let me just get them one by one. So Anag here says, hi Abhay, congratulations on the feat. And could you please let me know the average expected GRE score for top universities?
Okay, for top universities, I would say about 320. If you score 320 plus, then you'll be getting good admits. If your 320 plus score can compensate your other things. Maybe if your CGPA is low, that can be compensated. If you do not have research experience, that can be compensated by 320 plus scores. And also one thing, higher the score we have, we get the good scholarship. So yeah, definitely 320 plus is a good score.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So I am getting a lot of questions about, I think you started an upload that, SOP, you have to focus on SOP. Now I'm getting a bunch of questions about CGPA. Kunal here has a very interesting question that can our skills and certifications also be a part of our SOP?
Yes, definitely. So you'll be mentioning your skills and certification in resume, but in SOP, what you need to mention is you learned these skills and how you applied and what outcome you got. So that you need to explain in your SOP, because that particular thing you cannot explain in your resume. So that thing you can do in your SOP.
And okay, so Kunal, I hope you got your answer. Weber here has, so Abhay, I'm just going to ask you to be a counselor for just one question, okay? So Weber here asked that, can I get an admission in US University? My GPA is about 8.5. What is your
8.5? In which university he's talking to? USA University. Okay.
Any US university?
Okay, 8.5 is a good CGPA. Even at NYU, we have WhatsApp group. I saw that few students who were having 8.3, 8.4 around CGPA, they also got the admission. So it is not like only 9-pointers gets the good admits.
Awesome, that's great. So now that I will be taking some more questions, I think Anirudh here and Kusuma has a lovely question. I think I got this question right before we started the session also. Kusuma has asked specifically for UG, is going abroad for UG a correct path? But I got a similar question in the beginning, that is going abroad a good path for any student who is getting into, let's say, a great college like VIT? So you come from an amazing school, you come from an amazing college already, and your path was already amazing. So I got this question specifically that, does studying abroad actually make sense? And what is the path like for students who finally go through this entire turmoil to study abroad?
Okay, if like she is targeting UG for the abroad, I wish I could have got this opportunity, because in UG itself we are going abroad and we are getting that foreign exposure, and I also got to know from my friends who are doing UGs in abroad. So here in India, what separates the education in India versus US is, in India, like we copy the assignments and we submit them, but in US, like we have to actually work on that. So there will be more practical learning. So definitely, if you are going to US, any USA university for UG, it is a very good decision, I would say.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I think all of these people here would also, and guys, by the way, now that we are on the same topic, I don't think a lot of you have filled in the form. And for people who are asking very specific question about my profile and is this profile correct? Can I get an admission? By the way, for people, because you have just joined in, and for people on YouTube also, because I see the number rising, a lot of people might not be aware. Most of our students start with a call with one of our counselors. I think would be the case for you also, Abhay. You started off with Yocket, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that is exactly how everybody goes through, and that's how students do end up becoming successful, is because in the beginning only we break down your profile down to the minuscule part. If you guys also want to make sure that you are starting your journey, especially for fall 24, spring 24 people, if you want to start your journey, we will also give you a chance to talk to our counselors for a one-on-one profile evaluation, one-on-one consultation only for today, for all the aspirants and for all the attendees today, just because Abhay here is, and I wanted to make this event as special as possible. So I've made sure that our counselors are here and they'll be talking to you. In order to talk to them, you just have to fill this link out. I'm pasting a form for you. Go ahead, fill this form out, and I will make sure that you are connected to the perfect advisor for your profile. Yes, Ghalib, I'm just pasting it here. So guys, go ahead and fill it out as quickly as possible so that I can keep assigning you counselors as we move forward. So Abhay, I have another question for you. So all of these students will be obviously needing some help at one point, be it SOP, be it LOR, be it visa, finance, anything, right? So how would you suggest, or would you suggest Yocket to anybody who is just starting out in any stages? Let's say there's a student who doesn't know how to apply abroad versus there's a student who knows I have to write an SOP, I just don't know how to write it. So would you suggest Yocket to students like this?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great. And if you had to sum up, let's say, your journey with Yocket, how was your journey from Yocket, right from the day that you came with us? Now your visa process is going, and I know for a fact that you're going to get your visa without any difficulties. So how would you sum up your journey with Yocket?
First day was all about negotiation, the pricing negotiation, and I really got a good negotiation price. And that day I started the journey with Yocket. And after starting, I got assigned a counselor, Sudha ma'am, and she was explaining about what will be the path for entire application process. So that particular portal, I really like that it was very well structured, and every step was mentioned that now you have to do this thing. After doing this thing, then we have to proceed with this. So everything was well structured. And then the first thing was like prepare for the exams, and then second step was like preparing documentation. So in that also, like, we have many things. Like preparing documentation means like we have to prepare SOP, LOR, and resume, all these things. And after that, once this is done, then editor part will come. So editor will review our documents and all, and then application viewer will again come in part. So we have to keep our university applications ready, not in the submit mode, but the draft should be ready. And then application reviewer will log in using our credential, and he or she will review. So that is the next step. And once we get the final go from the admission from the application reviewer, so after that, like, we submit, pay the big money. And yeah, so just a second.
Yeah, you can take a moment.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I was saying about
Applications. Yeah.
the application. So we pay the fee, and yeah, after that the moment is like just waiting. I got really frustrated. I'll tell you a small story. So I finished my application process till November end, and in December month I didn't get any decision. It was again January end. It was like 25th January, and I still didn't get any decision. And I was really frustrated. I called my friend who is studying at NYU. So it was 25th January midnight. I was talking to him. I was literally crying that I will not get any offer and all. So like, he also said that you already invested a lot of time, and now from tomorrow you can start preparing for your interviews, like job interviews. So literally, that night I made my mind, okay, tomorrow is 26th January. This is Republic Day. I'll celebrate the Republic Day, and I'll start my interview preparations. And I went for flag hosting. And when I came to home, I saw the email from NYU. And in that email, it was not mentioned that you got admit or reject. It was mentioned that click on this link to view your decision. Again, like, my heartbeat was on the next level, that what if I get the reject. When I checked, it was like, congratulations. I was literally reading that offer letter many times. And immediately I dialed to my friend who is in USA. So he didn't pick my call again when I dialed. So he was like, now what happened? I said, I got the admission. So that was like very precious moment for me.
I
will remember ever.
I can totally understand. I mean, now that you're saying, again, it is making me relive one of my memories. I got an admin pretty recently, and I can actually totally imagine how you must have felt, because universities, they just write in the header that, decision on your XYZ application. But what a great, amazing journey it has been. And congratulations on actually hitting such an amazing university with a great scholarship number. I know NYU is very picky with their scholarships. They do not usually hand out scholarships to any applicants. And if you have gotten, you're in the creme de la creme. So congratulations on hitting there. So now we have the same question on scholarship. I think I got this on YouTube. Does experience also matter in getting scholarships?
Maybe, I'm not sure, but whatever things you have, all those things matter.
Okay, great. I think I'm getting one more question from a person who goes by the name of Procrastinating Well. Is, can I get into good universities with scholarship even though I did not give GRE? So yes.
Okay, actually, writing GRE is a good thing. If I submitted my applications to few top universities where I didn't submit my GRE scores and I got the reject. So maybe like if I have submitted my GRE, I might have got admission. I'm not sure whether it was totally based on GRE, but writing a GRE is a good thing. And also, not only writing, submitting GRE scores.
100%. So I think Kunal here has a question, Vaibhav has a question, and yeah, guys, so we will be taking your questions. I think one thing, Kunal, Vaibhav, I don't think I've seen your name in the form, so you need to go ahead and fill the form if you want like more personalized question, because I think all of you are asking questions definitely from a place that you want to get an answer. But since we do not know your profile, since we do not know what have you done, we do not know your work experience, it would be very difficult for us to say. So since we are already giving you a platform to discuss all of that, since we are already giving you a platform to break down your profile and discuss it with somebody who knows exactly which university you can get into just based on your profile, why to leave it? I'm just going to drop the link to the form again, just because I can see that a lot new people and new faces are joining us throughout the event. So I'm just pasting the link here again. Fill this form, and right after Abhay is done talking to us here, you don't even have to go anywhere else. We will have our counselors here in this session only, and they'll be talking to you. So Vaibhav, Kunal, and Kusuma, since you guys have very detailed question, which I know for a fact that means you've done your research, you know exactly where you want to be, go ahead and fill the form. Okay, yes. Ghalib, also, I don't think I got your response. I think we're just going to take one last question from Vaibhav is how to get a part-time job. So I think Vaibhav here is asking for a part-time job, but yeah, what is your take on it?
Yeah, I heard that during the first year of masters, we cannot do any part-time job because it is not allowed. But like after finishing our first year, we can do summer internship, and summer internship can be of 3 months, and that will be counted for the credits for our course. And then after second year, we can do like in our fourth semester, we can do 6 months of internship, or maybe like we after finishing our 2 years, we can directly go for full-time job. But in our first year, we cannot do any part-time job.
Okay, great. Okay, no, Ghalib, if you filled it once, then you do not need to fill it the second time.
One more thing I want to tell regarding part-time job, just now it clicked in my mind. So in our first year or second year, we can do on-campus job, but off-campus it is not allowed. On campus we can do. On campus, like we can go for teaching assistant or research assistant, or there are a lot of jobs like we can work in library, something like that. So that we can do.
Okay, understood. That's awesome. That's great. So, Abhay, I want to hear from you. How was your experience being here? What did you feel like? Because I was personally really excited to have you for a session like this. And I wanted to make sure that, you know, your story, and you're amazing because I could feel the sentiments from you. So I wanted your story to definitely reach all of the students here at Yocket. So how was your experience coming down and talking to students today?
I would say in one word, jhakkas.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah. Like, there are a lot of good things. I rarely felt a negative thing about Yocket. It was like overall good experience with Yocket.
I am so incredibly thankful, and I'm so incredibly happy that, you know, you had such an amazing experience, such an amazing time with Yocket. And guys, thank you so much for actually joining, and thank you so much for joining us here and answering questions for us. and taking out time from your busy schedule to make sure that students here who must have had questions about their journey, what do they want to do, are getting answered properly. So once again, Abhay, thank you so much, and I wish you all the very best for your amazing journey. And I hope that you've already made it huge, you've already made it big, and I wish you all the very best for your awesome journey that you're going to have in US and New York, which is a great place. And yeah, thank you so much once again for actually coming down and talking to students. It makes me very happy whenever I see success stories of students from across the country, across the globe actually. So yeah, it really, and once again, congratulations on your scholarship. And one thing that I want to mention is that now that you have talked about your scholarship, I feel that everybody here must also understand the importance of not only starting early, but also putting your effort into the right place. So if you feel that there is a gap in your profile, let's say for you, you thought that your GRE score wasn't great. For somebody, it's like, I haven't given a GRE in the first place. Somebody, it is backlog. Somebody, it is low GPA. So anything of that sort can be fully battled with just a great scholarship. As one of our lead editors always says, his name is Vivek, he always says this, that a not so good profile with a great SOP, your chance of admit and scholarship is really high. But even if you have a great profile, but a not so good SOP, chances of admits are, a little dicey. So guys, thank you so much for actually telling this important fact to everybody here. And again, wish you all the very best for your awesome journey.
Thank you so much, Morvi, for having me here. And it was really nice having a good conversation with you all. And yeah, I wish you all the students very best. Give your best and go rock.
Awesome, great, and all the very best, guys. I would sincerely ask you guys to, just even if you're not writing it, I hope that you're wishing him all the very best for his awesome journey. And once again, Abhay, thank you so much for taking out time. And for all the guys on YouTube, I hope that you enjoyed this session as much as I did, because you could see the energy, you could see in the between me getting emotional also. But thank you so much for this awesome, lovely session. And I cannot actually wait to have you again for another session.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Abhay. I hope that we can stay connected. And thank you so much for coming here and talking to our counselor, talking to our students.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Guys, how was the session? How did you like it? I thoroughly enjoyed the session. I thoroughly loved the session. I think Bhavya asked me to paste the form. So Bhavya, I've pasted the form again for you. Let me go ahead. And so for people who have already talked about or who have already filled in the form, I will go ahead quickly and assign you and help you go ahead and talk to your counselors. Give me one moment. And in the meanwhile, for people who haven't filled out your forms, go ahead and fill out the form that I've pasted in the chat box. I can see that some people are coming in, some people are not coming in, some people leave, some people come in. Even for guys on YouTube, if you want to talk to a counselor, you'll have to join in. You'll have to join in the meeting, the link of which you'll find in the YouTube comments itself. Yeah, and it has been a lovely session. And for guys who just want to have, maybe you guys have a question or you want to ask a lead counselor, I'll do that as well for you. We have a lead counselor here as well. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask me about the application process, go ahead and do so. In the meanwhile, give me 2 minutes. I'm just going to quickly go ahead and assign the rooms and counselors for people who have already put in their details. And guys, you can also let me know how was your session today. You don't have to just sit here and, talk about just applications. You can also tell me how was the session.
Hello. Can I talk a little? So today was my first session with Yocket, and I'm really happy that I have learned a lot. I didn't know about SOP, LOR, and what would be the outcomes if I had, a low CGPA in undergrad, whether I would get my dream uni or whether I would be able to go to other countries for my postgrad. So thanks a lot Abhay bro, and thank you, man. I'd be, connected to you guys, and thanks a lot.
Yes, Galib, I think you were speaking. I just got a bad connection. Yes.